Roasting or honoring Bill is Bob Cluxton. So again, just give both gentlemen a hand as they come up to the podium.
Some of you may know that I recently had some surgery, and as a result of that, I've spent a little more time than usual watching TV. I watched this movie the other day called The Hobbit, An Extraordinary Adventure. This is going to be an extraordinary adventure. Bill Fant retired from the College of Pharmacy June 30th after serving 31 years on the faculty. This is his 43rd year of pharmacy practice. He started as a hospital pharmacist at Fort Hamilton Hughes in 1970 for Len Stryker. He was a first-generation student at UC, and so he was blazing a path for his family. He started in '72, actually 2 years before I started on faculty, and graduated in 1977. He was tribunal president his senior year and spoke at the dedication ceremony for the new College of Pharmacy in 1976. Bill, I remember you as president of tribunal. You were a very outspoken person.
You were an advisor.
After graduation, he practiced for 2 years in hospital pharmacy and returned to university as a non-traditional PharmD student, completing his postdoctoral BS in 1981. He did his PharmD research with Dr. Ritchell and Dr. Bennett, who worked as their research advisors. And he did original research on pharmacokinetic predictions of antidepressant dosing with a repeated one-point method. At that time, that was really state-of-the-art stuff. And he was running around the floors of VA Hospital with a little pocket computer that I think was called a TRS-80. Okay. So remember that when he started his career, I was still using a slide rule to do calculations. So for those of you that know what a slide rule is, Ken, I know you got one nailed up above your door. Well, Bill just couldn't just do the PharmD program because at that time we had a combined PharmD residency in hospital pharmacy. Bill had already had some experience in hospital pharmacy, but he had to make up the difference between what a resident had done and what he had done. And so he had to do rotations at University Hospital, at the Veterans Hospital, and with a DPIC. Earl, I don't know if you were working there when he was there. Okay. And he did this free of charge. It was amazing. And some of the projects he worked on was he developed a decentralized outpatient chemotherapy program, and he also worked on establishing a pharmacist-managed medication refill clinic. So even as a resident, he was quite ahead of his time. Now for the faculty years. In 1982, Bill joined the College of Pharmacy as a visiting assistant professor with practice in surgical infectious disease. However, he only did that for 1 year because he had a new calling. In 1983, he successfully applied and became a tenure-track clinical faculty position, and he managed drug therapy at that time for numerous phase 2 and phase 3 clinical drug trials. So he began to get metamorphosized into a very research-heavy career. Working with Dean Warner at that time, he led the development of phase 2, phase 3 clinical research center with financial support from Procter & Gamble. He participated in a Center for Disease Control sponsored STD HIV training programs, and he did this for 20 years with the Cincinnati Health Department, serving as their webmaster and their distance learning coordinator. I remember one grant we put together back in the early 80s where we talked about doing online CE in the Cincinnati Health Department clinics, and we were told by the technical advisors that wasn't possible. We were ahead of our time in that proposal. Then he moved into information technology. I remember very clearly, because I shared office space with Bill, one afternoon him sitting in his office and yelling, "Yahoo!" I thought he was talking because something happened. He was talking about the web crawler because he had discovered the internet and this amazing new system where you could go in and actually do a search and retrieve information on virtually any topic. But he's been a leader in the application of information technology in education, research, and administration. Working with me and Dick Wiest, Bill was instrumental in getting one of the largest equipment grants the College of Pharmacy ever got from NCR. We got 16 microcomputers, This was in 1984. Better yet, they had color monitors, not green phosphorus. And they came with this exciting new software program called Word Perfect. Right, Dick? Word Perfect. And each of these 16 computers had a 20 megabyte hard drive. Wow, we were in heaven. 20 megabytes, what would we ever do with that? No more booting from 5.5-inch disc with 180K on it. In 1989, along with Betsy Weiner and Jeff Gordon, he created the Center for Academic Technologies, which you now know as CET&L, and developed programs for computer training for faculty. Several of you may have participated in these programs. I know I've benefited quite a bit from them. Bill also ran an AACP faculty development workshop in teaching technologies in the 1990s. He was an early advocate of electronic classrooms. He supervised all major construction projects in the college since 1985. If Bill had a theme song, it would be "If I Had a Hammer," because he was always out there doing something to renovate the college. Under his leadership, the college created the first electronic classroom on the East Campus, had the first college web server at the university, installed the first college local area network with shared printing services, and created the recording system for our classrooms that we use today to distribute our lectures. He was an investigator on the IAMS grant. For those of you that don't know, that's Information Academic Information Management Systems, so he's on the forefront of informatics at the time. It was awarded to the University of Cincinnati. His most recent award was for $2.4 million to support the development and the current integrated network system of the college's e-portfolio system. So every time you get on e-portfolio, this is the man that's responsible. Bill was the co-author and co-designer of this e-professional system, which is in use across the university. Additional funded projects allow for the expansion of the wireless internet in the Academic Health Center and for a system of electronic evaluation on portable devices. Most recently, he designed an iPad evaluation software application for which he received university recognitions for his innovations in teaching. In total, Bill has been co-investigator in over $5 million in research projects since he joined the university. Now for the administrative years. Bill originally served as the division chair for what we now call the Division of Pharmacy Practice and Administrative Sciences, and then as assistant dean for alumni and external affairs and director of continuing pharmacy education programs, then eventually as associate dean for academic affairs, and for the past 18 months as interim dean until Dean Mack joined us. He is proudly Cincinnati. For the past 31 years, his gifts and contributions to the university exceed $250,000. He was also recognized as Faculty Member of the Year, by the UC Alumni Association. So Dick, you may be the only TAF medal recipient here, but watch out. Community service was not left alone. Outside of the university, Bill's provided leadership on 3 mission trips to South Africa. On the first trip, he participated on a team that developed a plan for the opening of an HIV/AIDS hospice. And on subsequent trips, he led the construction teams on the building of 25 houses. In Cincinnati, he's been a site leader for Habitat for Humanity, where he's led teams who provided housing for 13 families over the past 8 years, including Cincinnati's first Habitat for Humanity rehab project. For family life, he's the proud father of 3 children, Jody, Chris, and Kyle, all of whom have or are attending UC, and he's enjoying his, quote, retirement with his wife, Jessie, and their 2 golden retrievers on their farms at Oxford and Eastern Ohio. The college, the university, the profession would be very different if not for his vision and dedication and drive. Join me in thanking him.
Bob, with Ken and I down, you're still the marshal at graduation. You hold the crown. He outlasted us, Jen, so you can have that. I just want to thank everybody. It's been a remarkable run. When Bob called me and said, would you come? I said, to what? He says, to the university. I said, what for? And he says, a position. And I left a job at Fort Hamilton, made a lot less money coming down to the university, drove an hour each way, and loved every minute of it. And so it was an easy decision to make, to apply for the full-time position. I've been lucky. I've known 4 deans, 5 deans now, worked for 3 deans. I was incredibly lucky. They let me have a free hand to do the things that needed to be done. Vic, I thank you. Art Glasser was incredible. Dan, I thank you for your support. And it made it easier to do things when the leadership supported what we're doing. I spent 18 months working with Dr. Harrison in his office on information systems. That was an incredible opportunity. And Ingrid, I blame Dr. Ritchell for my love of computers because he had the first microcomputer at the University of Cincinnati, and that was a Wang microprocessor. And we sat up in the 4th floor of HPB and we worked on programs. And as an undergraduate and graduate student, it was incredible that this machine could tell you how much drug to give a patient and how accurate it was. And so your presence here is really special. So again, thank you to everyone. I appreciate your support and I look forward to working at the college in the future.
So this time I'd like to call Ingrid back one more time. Jesse wasn't able to be here tonight. They've had a pet emergency. I don't know if you want to go into more detail, but it's
out of surgery,
yeah.
crazy, anxiety-ridden dog.
Right. The dog definitely needs support. So, oh, I know you sat down. You've got the sore leg, but come on back up. So again, on behalf of the college, Bill, and to Jesse as well, again,